10 sets of wasting husband's money. What the hell is my teacher on about? Freshmen, do not get comfortable when you're so poor in real life that even shadow rendering is set to low. Can a robot think 67 is funny? Can a robot praise Daniel for wearing white Vans? 90s/2000s songs on auto shuffle? I told my barber I'm moving this week and he looked at me like this. You just lost out on unconditional love. Tell him he can come with you. You can be a country mouse. She called me around 4 a.m. just to say, I love you. She felt guilty for cheating. This meal prep is easy. I personally feel attacked just by looking at this. What do women and jellyfish have in common? I've never spoken to one, and I'm scared of being hurt by them. Downloading 135 megabytes out of 2.43. Sound like Adventure 2? What the hell? A dating app that matches people by the conspiracy theories they are interested in. Sounds like a fed honeypot. That will be one of the categories. That one homie who is available 24/7 and replies within minutes. My future kids when they inherit my Steam account with my shiny pixel gun collection. It's all gone. Every exercise is a lower back exercise if you do it wrong enough. He's so precious. How does he even manage to surf while asleep? Bro, how did that even cross your mind? I don't think I've ever seen anything as brutal as this. A reminder that tapping your credit card is spiritually passive/feminine, and that men should pay via confident and penetrative thrust into the chip reader. Chip malfunction. I swear this never happens. When you're on hour 5 of lying in bed with your eyes closed, but you still haven't fallen asleep, so you genuinely start to tweak. Me, every time the automatic Febreze thing goes off. There's no reason it should be as aggressive as this. Gen Z women are deliberately dating ugly men. Could Shrekking cure dating fatigue? This is just women dating men equally as attractive as them, but not admitting to themselves that they're ugly. Never partying in Texas again. I need the club name because that's precisely what I want the club to look like. Wow, what an incredibly stressful day. I think I will unwind by holding a small screen 2 inches from my face that beams endless streams of horrific news. Sorry kitten, but it stays on. My favorite thing about Europe is this is actually useful armor. Still, while in the US we just shoot each other like civilized people, we'll be 4 horsemen deep into the apocalypse and still going to work. Boss, why were you late? A lake of fire swallowed the freeway. I feel like you're not considering how this affects the team. The scammers are evolving. No reply at Microsoft. Okay, I would have fallen for this. Oh, it's an R. Not gonna lie, on a Monday like this, they would have got. What do you mean on a Monday? On any day of the week, they would have got you. My friend's kids. Do you know what 6'7" means? No. You're so old. Do you know what 69 means? No. Loser. I'll just rest my eyes. Is the biggest lie. You're going straight to snork. Me. Guys, my boss found me on Grindr. George, did you respond? Yeah, I'm at his place right now. When you finally realized it was just a lie all this time, the snail was going towards you because it wanted to die. You helped it achieve its final wish. I said, I love you, monkey, and she turned around like this, and I almost bursted into tears. Instead of an escape room, someone should open a heist room, where you and the boys do a heist, rob a bank or casino, then get chased by pretend cops. You can experience the thrill of a heist without the fear of incarceration. What if we broke into your house? What would you do? When the day kicked your ass so much, you drive the speed limit home in silence. In 2005, it was considered normal for an American dad to have a jaw like this. The testosterone crisis is 100 times worse than you think. Scientists' accidental discovery makes coral grow 40 times faster. It typically takes coral 25 to 75 years to reach sexual maturity. With a new coral fragmentation method, it takes just 3. The scan of a 40-year-old Frenchman revealed he was missing 90% of his brain, yet was still living a fully functional life. Makes sense. Check the rest of them. McDonald's Japan is finally abandoning its unpopular paper straws, replacing them with lids that diners can drink from directly. A 9-year-old wrote a study for a school project, and we all ended up drinking glue for over a decade. Your boyfriend not wanting you to go to the club with your single friends in lingerie isn't controlling, but that's a conversation you guys aren't ready for. Fascinating Oil Paintings by Philip Barlow. For everyone who asks what it's like when I don't have my contacts in or glasses on, me using a whisk. Yeah! Yes! Me having to wash a whisk. Well, this sucks. What the hell? How the fat homie be moving to defend his chest from the scoop? The group of girls making a TikTok on the middle of the street, turning around to see my 50-ton truck barreling towards them. Horror movie families when they hear a family of 5 got murdered, but the house has got 3 bathrooms. This is the perfect place to bring our children up. Construction workers somehow spawning cranes out of thin air without anyone noticing. You know what I realized about AI images in your marketing? It sends out the iMessage that you've got no budget. It's the digital equivalent of wearing an obviously fake Chanel bag. Your whole brand immediately appears feeble and impoverished. You can't even afford a graphic designer, when the lyrics you've been mishearing are more clever than what's actually in the song. I pushed you away because I needed you to pull me close. People will be like, no means no, then post something like this. Everyone I do the deed with dies within a month. You busy this weekend? I would not mind dying this way. My wife hooked me up tonight. POV, you're a zoo penguin about to be put down. I've seen quiet toilets. I know we have the technology. How did you see them if they were quiet? Are you perhaps a bat? I finally learned how to use my air fryer. Curious as to what air means to you. Sweet mother of pearl. Is that his mum or his sister? So are we going to ignore the fact NASA's potentially discovered that our universe is inside a black hole? Or what am I supposed to do, Angie? I can barely afford my rent. That's why I think if aliens came down, people wouldn't really be bothered after a few weeks. Because like, wow, there's aliens in the universe. Am I surprised? Not really. Am I surprised that we found that out though? Like, yeah. Every time we play a board game, she just runs over and steals our dice. There's a chip in my brain that tells me exactly when my wife is taking her shirt off, so I can whip my head around and look. There have been times I've woken up from sleep because I sensed my wife was taking her shirt off. Hey man, you okay if I draw a few holes at 10 AM tomorrow? Don't want to wake up your baby. A child must not be an obstacle. Thanks, is that a yes? Proceed. You should wake up and automatically be restored to full health. That's how sleeping should work. What is this? Waking up with a sore neck? Where are my goddamn spell slots? It's the order of mankind's accomplishments that fascinates me. In 1969, we put men on the moon. In 1970, we put wheels on luggage. My 267-pound uncle showing up to my gender reveal party, completely butt naked and drunk. Dear hanging out. Quick snack. Went to cancel a streaming service that was $10.99 a month, and they were like, okay, you got us, how about $2.99? Going to spend tomorrow, cancel threatening every service in my life. God, having a cat is so fun. It feels like I'm being haunted by a sweater. It's fine if people don't like you. You only need to be concerned when animals don't like you. Then it's time for some reflection. Yep, me, when I realized the funny video I just liked was nothing but AI generated slop. How I look at my friend, waiting for them to realize that something's missing. I took it. Size reference for Beans. He is approximately 1 desert eagle big. My mum works in a vet clinic. The local cat is checking the patient how to unwrinkle nutsack. You can try a steamer or iron to remove wrinkles. Don't try those, guys. I'll finally be able to steal enough money to pay off my student loans. Bro, the struggle was real even for cartoon supervillain ducks from the 1990s. How to hide 1 kilogram of salt without getting caught while traveling. ChatGPT knows what you're doing. Steve Harvey breaking down in tears when he realizes the plasma grenade on his knee cannot be disarmed. Chicken nuggets and tater tots slow roasted in my oven for 8 hours while I'm passed out drunk in the other room. You're lucky you didn't cause a fire. The worst mistake I did, it wasn't leaving the oven on, it was leaving the bath on. And my god, did I nearly ruin a whole upstairs bathroom. Teach your sons that cooking and cleaning are basic life skills, not gender roles. Teach your daughters mowing the lawn, taking out the trash, basic house maintenance, and so on are basic life skills, not gender roles. I'll make the food if you can do the garden. I'm gonna make sure the garden's huge. I'm just gonna get a forest. I don't deserve any flavor. I'm a fat, obese idiot. I must change. Dog licked my fresh tattoo. Am I at risk of getting an infection? Your dog looks sorry. Guys always talking about it's the principal. I don't give a damn if it was the lunch lady. Man, no one has ever shot their shot like this before. Not gonna lie, I super liked you because you looked a lot like my Sims wife and I figured it was fate. That's fate, definitely fate. And you need to riz them like how you would riz in The Sims. Instantly ask them out on a date. I like you. William Defoe, photographed by Gavin Bond for The Observer. William, you have to stop. You smoke too tough. Your swag too different. Your witch is too bad. They'll kill you. Throwback to that iconic moment in 2018 when a David Schwimmer doppelganger robbed a store in Blackpool and Schwimmer responded in the best way possible. I had an interview today and my belly rumbled. The lady goes, missed lunch? I told her, no, I'm hungry for success. And you didn't get the job. Still thinking about the food at my cousin's wedding. They were just cleaning out their fridge. What was the theme? Yard sale? They're serving divorce. Dudes will have the worst day of their lives and just keep sending memes to the homies like nothing happened. A job application we just received. Tell us about a positive and a negative about yourself. I show up on time. One time I saw a coworker microwave fish in the office kitchen and did nothing to stop it. It's cool how the government told us raising the minimum wage would make a burger be $20 and now a burger is $20. But minimum wage is the same. What is a lost art? I really miss those days when people used to write long paragraphs for your birthday and waited until 12 trying to be the first one to send to you. I heard of a guy who was fired from a company and had a grudge, so he wrote fake Glassdoor reviews that were unrealistically positive. Overly high salaries, absurd benefits, fancy perks. They had trouble hiring for years because candidates thought they were being lowballed. AI is now built in. Every Windows 11 PC is now an AI PC, with Copilot at the center of it all. 2-sentence horror. I bought a $1,200 ultra-wide monitor. What the hell is this? Should have bought an ultra-wide game too. What's the most boomer complaint you have? Stop making accounts. A light bulb that changes colors shouldn't require an account. A TV speaker shouldn't require an account. Yeah, but they just want to sell your information. We know they don't need accounts.
But oh, you can save your presets on a light bulb.
Wow. Once you stop watching anime, it's almost impossible to get back into it. They're not making good anime like they used to. Like, no way Japan thinks my classmate's aunt's teacher's feet smell delectable is going to do numbers. I got apparently called into a meeting with HR today because apparently telling my co-worker that I knew he was a C-section baby by the way he avoids labor is not acceptable in the workplace. When I moved so many times that I meet exact replicas of people I've met, this date is about to go horribly. Okay, I'm heading to you now. I'll let you know when I'm there. Would you still be screaming if the cartel leader's thick daughter walked in mid-torture, or play it cool? Hey, will someone message me if you have Facebook? I need a bunch of you to lowball this lady on Facebook Marketplace to make my lowball offer look the best. This worked, by the way. Thanks for all of those involved. It got to 1K. This is... That's crazy! Is that an ironing board? Who's paying 13K for an ironing board? I don't even care if that's a table. Like, they wanted 13K for a bloody table. Rare mahogany, so it's a type of wood. Maybe you could resell the wood and make even more money. Bodybuilding update. Almost done building him. Week 38. Everything is $15. It used to be 10, but we skipped 12 and went straight to 15. It isn't right. My buddy lost his job to AI. It was his job to chug thousands of gallons of water at a data center. I'd like to see the Nintendo Switch do this. This is going to crash into any building made after 2008. I only say I love you to family, lifelong friends, dogs that I met 3.5 seconds ago. Honestly, I could see you becoming an AI bro. I doubt you will, but the vibes are there. Just tell me to end it like other hate comments do, man. I like those more than this. When you're bad at making decisions and someone says, it's up to you. Damn girl, are you a hardcore band because you have a lot of breakdowns? You transform from a bear back to human form. But I'm an elf. Then something went terribly wrong. A stray cat walked into a classroom in 1952 and attended school for the next 16 years. Einstein's hair was never laid. Alucard, when another Belmont is in danger. I don't want to party like it's 1999. I want to go grocery shopping like it's 1999. My biology professor used me as an example of inferior genetics because I was short. Is Pinterest still around? I've never figured out what to use it for. I have a secret account that follows my wife. She has no clue how I always get her what she wants. Me calling my mum for help because I'm an adult, but she is premium adult Pro Max. Why are you as a man saying you're tired? Men used to die in war, and now they're tired? Why are you as a woman questioning me? Women used to get slapped. What? Leah has notifications silenced. Optional step in the assembly instructions for a shelf. Sidestep. Make nachos. Optional, but recommended. Your physics teacher told you to draw a vector. Back at the Barnyard has been removed from Paramount Plus. Who controls the past controls the future. Do you understand? Margaret Robbie is rumored to play the lead in Luca. What's the matter, babe? You've barely touched your spaghetti. Spaghetti? Son, back in my day, we call that a creepypasta. Oh, sorry to all my Americans.
Pasta. We call that pasta.
In September 2018, a pair of fishermen in Northern Ireland reeled in a 6-foot-wide elk skull from the bottom of a lake. It turned out to be 10,000 years old and from an extinct species known as the Irish elk. Nobody. Guys who game until 4 a.m. and wake up at 8 a.m. to go to work. My FBI agent watching me look up. Can you buy termites? Most destructive termites. What termite consumes the most wood? Formosan termite queen live. A lot of termite. And Orlando? Planning to put in the city hall, my man? Me, watching my bro's phone start blasting his goofy ringtone while we're posted up with a table of baddies. My dog Bailey gets super excited when I let her carry the chicken home. When the goth mummy stomps my nuts, like I asked to, but instead of being pleasurable, it just really hurt. Started studying abroad and made friends with the hag next door. What? She comes over every Friday to drink and vent about being being lonely. Boys, it's been a pleasure, but I'm never coming home. They don't ID me at the liquor store anymore because they see the light has left my eyes. Or you've given them your ID before. Or you just look really old. You think like a 40-year-old man is making this meme? I don't know. Maybe with the way the internet is. Wearing a miniskirt that has half your cheeks out in public is insane. This is from someone who loves miniskirts. I remember seeing women who sell the dude complain about how they have to dress extra wild because civilian women are just dressing like that on the regular now. Damn. This is crime on women. Women on women violence. Little known fact, Mexico City hosts an annual Day of the Dead parade, but it didn't exist until 2016. It was inspired by the opening scene of the James Bond movie, Spectre. Tiramisu was invented in the 1960s. No one on Earth had ever drunk a margarita or eaten a fajita in 1930. You can just create traditions. That's how traditions are made. Just gotta make sure people keep doing them for thousands and hundreds of years. Daylight saving time is increasingly hard to notice when my digital devices are like, what? Nothing happened. We know what time it is. And my stove is left blinking and screaming. It happened. Time shifted unnaturally. They're all lying. Only I know. Only I remember. After his death in 1991, it was revealed that Dr. Seuss secretly created dark, surreal, midnight paintings. A stark contrast to the playful books that made him famous. What's your funniest mama story? My mum got my father beat up every Friday after work. He cheated, so she paid a different guy $50 to spot him outside of UPS, and he got his butt beat every Friday at 6 p.m. He had to be escorted with security to his car. She did this for months. Yeah, cheating ain't right, but you should have just broke up. That's actually crazy. If I was that dude, if this happens 2 weeks in a row, gotta get a gun. They took away the Captain Morgan's logo swagger. Look at how they massacred my boy. Every graphics designer from like the 2010s onward needs to be fired. And by fired, I mean executed by firing squad. Make them walk the plank. Forever torn between A, wanting to tell you a story that will show you that I understand your upsetting experience, and B, not saying anything so that you don't think I'm trying to make it about myself. I think what's nice is you can give an example of your situation, but if your situation was quote unquote worse than theirs, don't say it, I think, because it's kind of like minimizing their issue, or at least it seems like that. Yes guys, I'm a registered psychologist and therapist.